In your mind, I want you to think of the 5 best pinball machines ever made. Your favourite 5 pinball machines, if you like. But then I want you to think of what you would consider to be the 5 most addictive pinball machines you've ever played. What I mean by addictive, you just can't stop pressing the start button. You've got to play again. I'm wagering, because this is the case with me, that your 2 lists are different. Your 5 favourite games are not the 5 most addictive games that you've played. There'll be some crossover, but I think there's a difference. Now, it's going to be different for everybody here because we all have different things that we find addictive, and we all have different pinball machines that we like and that are our favourites. But it was really something that occurred to me relatively recently when I was playing TNA, Total Nuclear Annihilation. I was playing it. It was annoying me. It does annoy me. It's a brutal game. It's fast. And it can whoop your ass quite a lot, TNA. However, after the ball had drained down the middle and I was annoyed, I pressed that start button again. I just had to. It got even worse. I played doubles with my son, and as you know, if you know the game of TNA, you can steal the other person's multi-ball, can't you? Well, that was annoying me a lot. My son kept on doing it. He kept on stealing my multi-ball. It was annoying me. What did I do? I kept on pressing start. I did it again. I remember it was my friend Rob who asked me, how are you getting on with TNA? I said, I don't like it. And he said, oh, have you stopped playing it? I said, no, I've not stopped playing it. I just don't like it. It's kicking my ass, but I can't stop playing it. And there was something about that game that made me want to keep pressing the start button. And I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think I'm there. I might need your help, but I'll be very interested to know what you think about this. I've written a little list that's just, if you see me looking away from the camera, I'm reading my list here. I'm going to give you the name of 4 games which I love. And if you've watched many videos on this channel, you know I love these games. Big Lebowski, Lord of the Rings, Godzilla, Elvira's House of Horrors. Great games. Great games. Brilliant games. Amongst my favourite games. But they're not addictive. Not for me. I will play them. I will play the game, and after I finish playing the game, I'll probably go on and play something else. Now, it may be the length of the game. And it's not to say that there aren't addictive features within it. It's really good when you play Godzilla, and if you want to try and get all the monsters, get Gigan, get to the tank mode, or maybe you just want to sort of do one thing, maybe hit those the UFO multi-balls. You can do that. Getting to Gapper Angry on Elvira is a mission. It really is, and it has its addictive qualities trying to get there. Lebowski, it can keep you coming back because you can either want to do the car mode, you can want to go bowling. All these games have their qualities, but in terms of addictiveness, pressing the start button again, I'm not so sure. However, I was at my friend John's house relatively recently. You might have seen a video. He had a tournament over his house. And I mentioned it in the video there. John has a lot of pinball machines. If you've not seen them, go and look. It'll literally be the previous video that I uploaded on this channel. There are 20 or so pinball machines there. He's a great host. He very kindly put myself and my son up for the night. And what did I do when given the chance and the choice to play all of those pinball machines? What did I do? I spent most of the night playing Whitewater because it's just incredibly addictive. I couldn't stop. I kept on pressing start. I kept on pressing start. Now, I'm starting to wonder if the addictive qualities... Firstly, it's got to be a good game. There aren't too many addictive games that are poor. You might not like them, but that doesn't mean that they're poor games. So I do wonder if the sort of key area is that it's achievable. I feel that I'm nearly going to get there. A TNA would be a great example. What are there? What are there? 9 reactors. So even if you get to reactor 3 or 4, even though it is a long way and you're only halfway there, it's not hard to count. It's not big numbers. You can think, oh, maybe 9. Maybe I'll get to 7 next time. You never do. I never would. I'm not good enough. But it dangles the carrot. It's tempting you the whole time. Whitewater's the same. It's there. Just get in. I want to get all those rafts. It's not easy. Not an easy game at all because it can be quite hard. So I think it gives you the encouragement, but it's also quite difficult. And I just kept on pressing start because I just wanted to keep doing it. Attack from Mars would be the classic example. It's so obvious what you have to do. So obvious. But doing it is quite hard. To kill the UFOs over all those major cities, which are laid out very clearly in front of you on the playfield, and then go and rule the universe. Not easy. Not easy, but there's enough encouragement, isn't there? There's enough encouragement. You might do Berlin, you might do London, you might do Paris, and it's game over, and you think, oh, I was close. So you press start again. I'm saying press start now. That was never the intention with these pinball machines. It's meant to take the pound out of your pocket, the quarter out, whatever they cost now. That's what it's meant to do. It's meant to give you enough encouragement to enable you to put that coin in. I was speaking with somebody recently because I had John Wick over here, and they'd gone and played John Wick on location, and they weren't. I understand that John Wick can be very addictive with the added incentive of playing Insider Connected. You can level up, basically. But without that, they weren't interested in leveling up. They just wanted to go to an arcade and put some money in. They said they didn't. They didn't feel that they got really good value for money with John Wick. It didn't encourage them to put more coins in it. They started playing something else, basically. So on that addictive part, it sort of lost out. As I say, maybe Insider Connected will change that. Dolly Parton. There she is. Beautiful Dolly. Hello, Dolly. It's incredible. I would never tell you that Dolly Parton is the best pinball machine ever made. It's not. It wouldn't be. It's not in the Pinside Top 100. It's not in my. Well, it is. It features in my top 50, but only because it does. It's not going to be a top 10 game on there. But it's addictive. You just cannot stop. You have to press start again. I would even go as far as to say Dolly Parton might be the most addictive game I've ever had in this house. It's what people want to play. And they want to play it again and again and again. To the point where they say, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go now. It's time to go home. Just one more game. Bing. That's the twanger, of course. My favourite, Deadpool. Deadpool. I love it. It's addictive. I've had Deadpool now since, was it 2018, 2019 maybe? Something like that. I've had it a few years now, Deadpool. It's not going anywhere. I won't get sold. You couldn't buy it off. And unless I was going to maybe upgrade to a premium. I've got a pro. That's going nowhere. I'll always have a Deadpool. It's completely addictive. I know how to play it, but getting to Mr. Sinister is incredibly difficult. In fact, I think I've done it twice in all the years I've had it. But it's enough. It's dangling the carrot. There's enough encouragement there. But it's addictive. I've got to start again. It's not just that it's easy to achieve. There's a lot going on there. I enjoy the snicked shot. I enjoy trying to line up Ninja Multi-Ball so I get that with Megalodon. There's a number of things that I like to do. I've got a strategy for it, which sort of helps. So even if I play a decent game, I haven't executed my strategy, I think, I'm going to do that again. But again, the game is short enough. It's not a long game. It's not Lord of the Rings. It's not Godzilla. I would even go as far as to say, and I do not like this game at all, The Walking Dead. I don't like it, but I can understand why people do. I can see that it's addictive. It's like crack cocaine. Don't do it myself, but I can understand why people do. Perhaps not as bad. Bloody more expensive than crack cocaine. Anyway, don't worry about that. Again, I was at John's event and I was watching Gene play Walking Dead. I thought, oh wow, I just wanted to play it, so I did, and I was awful. So I pressed start again. And I was annoyed. It annoyed me. It annoys me far more than any other game, I think. Yeah, there's one, but we'll leave it. The other one that annoys me is not addictive. You can annoy me, but you've got to be addictive, you know? A great game. I'll give you another one. Star Wars. There's another annoying game. But I find getting the multipliers up really addictive. So even though it would annoy me, Star Wars has got some geometry problems. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about that. Anytime I ever hear anybody that says they have a Star Wars, that doesn't drain on plunge, basically, I think, well, you're really lucky. All these things get put together differently. They're on a production line. I've had a Star Wars here. I've played games on Star Wars where I've tried to plunge for the skill shot. I've lost the ball. It's an auto plunge, and I've lost the ball before. I've played Star Wars twice where I've not got to hit the ball. It's basically I've pulled the twanger, I've launched the ball, done the skill shot, it's drained. On the ball save, it's drained it again. So it's happened 6 times. I basically on a 3-ball game I didn't get to hit the ball. That's geometry. It's got some geometry problems, no doubt about it. And the other one I played also had that. So whenever I hear that anybody's not got that problem, I think, well, you've probably got a really good game there. Because it is addictive. It really is addictive to try and... Can you get up to... Do I remember that right? 40 times multiplier? Wow, brilliant, right? Fishtails. Is Fishtails the best game in the world? Well, I'll tell you what, it's not far off. Brilliant. It's so addictive. Press it again, press it again, press it again. It's a short game. Another Mark Ritchie game, Pulp Fiction. Wow, I was lucky, so lucky to have one here. So lucky to be able to enjoy that. And I know a lot of people played that at Pinfest for the first time, I think, and really enjoyed that. And Pinfest, what a triumph Pinfest was this year. I only managed to get up on the Sunday because I had some transport troubles. Let's put it mildly. The van is no more. The van is dead. Long lived. The new van coming soon, but the van is dead. Pulp Fiction, people really enjoyed it. Again, simple rule set, very addictive. I was really sorry to see that game go. Really sorry to see it go. It's outstanding. It's brilliant. And there's lots of... I could keep talking now, but we've been talking for 11 minutes. Say we've been talking. I've been talking for 11 minutes. I do want to say at least one other as well, and that is Flash Gordon. Flash Gordon. It's annoying and incredible. Brutal. And maybe a lot of these games are... Listen to what I'm saying. TNA... Tough game, right? Whitewater, tough game. Attack from Mars can be a tough game. Dolly Parton, brutal game. Deadpool, no, it's not. Walking Dead, tough game. Star Wars, tough game. Fishtails, tough game. Flash Gordon, tough game. And when you look at the ones that I like and I think are great, Lebowski, Lord of the Rings, Godzilla, Elvira, and none of those are tough. They're not tough games at all. And you can completely lose yourself in them. I mean, particularly Lebowski and Lord of the Rings. Get lost in that world. You're in there. You're Lord of the Rings. You're in Tolkien's world. You're in Middle Earth. Lebowski is just it's a genius pinball machine. There's no doubt about it at all. But maybe they're too epic. Maybe because they're sort of based on feature films in that sense, books as it were, in Lord of the Rings case, but. Maybe that's it. Maybe you played them and you played them for a long time. Godzilla is certainly the case as well. I've had a game on Godzilla that lasted pretty much half an hour. I think after you finish doing that, you're probably not pressing start again. And maybe, just maybe, the depth of the game is so big that even if you have a short game, you think, wow, I'm a million miles away from reaching the end. And it was certainly something that has put me off a lot of games. I mean, certainly, something like Jurassic Park, which I loved. I love Jurassic Park. Absolutely brilliant game. But I never felt that it was offering me enough encouragement I would get anywhere near the end. Absolutely love it. So in the end, you start playing bits of the game rather than the game itself. That's if you're my standard. And that is, you just start playing for, like you hit the Jeep, the T-Rex, start doing the T-Rex multi-balls, whatever, the T-Rex modes, more than anything else, because to get through the paddock is tough. It's tough, and it doesn't offer you enough encouragement to do it. And I guess, you know what? What you can do is you can put the balls up, put it up to 5 balls, but it then ceases to become addictive. You then start having long games again. It's not that, pushing that button. So I think I wonder, a mathematician would probably be able to come up with an equation. An equation of what makes the perfect pinball machine. X plus Y times Z, or whatever the case may be, equals the optimum pinball machine, the addictive pinball machine. Not necessarily the best. Not necessarily the best. Godzilla may well be the best pinball machine ever made. It might be. In a lot of people's eyes, that's it. That's the best. Have a look at it. It's top. It's still top of the Pinside Top 100. Jurassic Park is second. Great games. Great games. However, just below them, you've got Medieval Madness, Attack from Mars, Deadpool. Very different. Then Iron Maiden, which again is long, like the other ones. I guess it depends what you like, really, doesn't it? It really depends what you like. But for me, the shorter games, slightly more addictive. And I think that's probably what appeals quite a lot. I'll be interested to know what you think. Let me know in the comments below. Give me your favourite games, but also give me your most addictive games. What do you find yourself pressing the start button on more and more and more? And more importantly, what have you seen in an arcade or on location that's made you press that start button? Because I am wondering, actually, if you did run games on location, I would love to know. And if you do this, I'd be very interested to know what takes the most money. And I guess if you've got something like Godzilla, it's probably very popular, but if people are having half-an-hour games on it, it's probably not taking as much as an Attack from Mars, which is next to it, or something like that. I don't know. I'd be very, very interested to know. There you go. Just my thoughts. The most addictive pinball machines. Short, small rule sets. It just gives me enough to think, going to push that start button again.